which we call the Power Five, which are the Facebook Power Five. They are tools within Facebook that are designed to help business owners launch ads on their own as a do-it-yourself solution without the need of an external agency, but it's just to get you started. So I'm going to focus on cold traffic, which is obviously the top of the funnel, which is, to Glenn's previous slides, the very top of the funnel. So you get the cold traffic in, and that's where you start the process to generate leads for your business and turn those leads into prospects, customers, and then into clients. So I'm just going to pull up my slides if I can. Get there, and we'll get into it. Gotta love technology. Okay, let me know if you can see that.
Yes, we can.
Great, thank you. Okay, great. So what we're going to talk about is the Power Five. And these are 5 tools that exist within the Facebook ecosystem. And what we need to do is use these 5 tools in conjunction with one another so that you can maximize the value of Facebook's machine learning and its artificial intelligence, and allow Facebook to do the work for you when you're just starting out to do some advertising. If you don't have the budget to outsource to a digital marketing agency, which is obviously the ideal for anyone, this is a good get started process. And it'll take a little bit of sweat equity and a little bit of budget, but it helps you get going if you don't have the resources available to bring in a team of experts. Now, I have to caveat this, that it is get started. It will get you moving forward, and you probably wouldn't get the same results as you would expect to get from working with an agency or expert partners, but it will get you results. So there are 5 things that you need in order to run Facebook ads. And without this, you can't even get started. The first thing is to have a business profile page. So you need to have a representation on Facebook on a business page. The second piece is to set up a business manager account, which is the front end where you house all of your advertising accounts and the ads manager, etc. And then finally, the last 2 things is you need a landing page to run your ads to, and you need to have the Facebook pixel installed on that so that you're able to track all of the people that come and visit and access the site and take actions on your landing page. So we need to make sure that we're able to track that, and the Facebook pixel does that for us. And then finally, obviously, you need your debit and credit card to pay for ads, because obviously Facebook's not free, it's pay to play. So if you need to advertise, then you're going to have to invest a little bit of budget to get things moving. But the beauty of Facebook is you can do it with a low budget. You don't have to have a huge budget to get started when you need to advertise. But before you do anything, before you advertise, before you set up your first campaign, you must read Facebook advertising policies. Facebook have some very strict guidelines and policies on how to utilize their platform in order to advertise your business, products, and services. If you don't follow these, you can get your ad accounts disabled, or even worse, banned. And even worse than that, you can have your business manager account banned. And if that happens, it is very, very difficult to get them back. You have to go through a very long-winded appeal process. It's very challenging. So make sure that you've read and understood the advertising policies and guidelines before you go in and advertise. So to move this forward, you need to understand the Facebook ecosystem before you start advertising. Facebook runs on 62 million lines of code, which is huge. And 3 million lines of that make up the Facebook algorithm. And that's what it's using every time it's trying to find your ideal client avatars for you. So it's basically a data machine. It loves data, and it's an absolute beast of an algorithm that it has sitting behind it, churning all the data for you. It's basically what I call a data junkie. So what it does is it's basically looking at what you're seeing in your newsfeed, What are you interacting with on Facebook? Whose posts are you following? Who your friends are? Which websites you're visiting? And it's doing that all through the pixel, which is just a small piece of code which is backloaded into the website or funnel to track all of the actions that are happening on your website. And obviously from your Facebook profile, it's able to access all of the data of every action that an interaction that you're taking within the Facebook environment. So in order to give Facebook that pixel data, what it needs to do is it needs to understand what you're looking for. So think of Facebook like a puppy. If Facebook's a puppy and you've just brought it home, you need to teach it how to behave in its environment and its new world. So when you start to advertise on Facebook, it has to learn how to behave within your business for you, and what are you looking to get out of it. And essentially you're training the Facebook pixel to go and do what you want it to do. The same way as you teach a puppy to go and fetch something, you're basically teaching Facebook to go and fetch your clients for you, essentially. So when you're new to Facebook as an advertiser, what it's doing is it's going to be, it's basically not going to have any data. So it's going to start learning, and it wants to understand your data and what your actions are and who's interacting with your stuff. So in order for it to be able to tighten up and learn what it needs to start working with the data to bring through the best leads for your business. So once you've got the data within your pixel, Facebook will quickly get into a groove and learn how it needs to behave in order to reach your ideal client avatars for you. So the 5 power tools that I'm going to talk to you today are dynamic ads, auto advanced matching, account simplification, campaign budget optimization, and automatic placements. So we're going to have a look at the 5. And we're going to start basically going into how these all work in conjunction with one another, because every single piece here needs to work in partnership with the other piece. If you do one piece but not the others, then it doesn't work. So you need to bring this all together as a whole. So disclaimer here again, you're not going to see results immediately using these Power 5. It's not a replacement for dedicated experts, but what it will do is get you started and advertising on Facebook very quickly using its artificial intelligence to get you short-term prospects into your website and sales funnel. And then we can start taking a look at these now. So the first one we're going to talk about is auto advanced matching. So we're going to go into this a little bit. These are screenshots here of what you would see when you're in the Facebook tool and in the platform. So it's a toggle that you select at the ad set level to enable Facebook to track bigger audiences for you when you're in your campaigns. It's found at the ad set level, and it takes 2 seconds to turn this on when you're in your Facebook Ads Manager and at the ad sets level. So what this is doing is you normally would have lots of targeting groups within this. And what we're saying here is, okay, I'm going to give Facebook a number of targeting groups that I want to advertise to. This is my ideal client avatar. These are what their interests are. These are their behaviors. This is the demographic. What we're then going to do is click this toggle. And what that's going to do is say, okay, I understand everything that you want here. And by the way, I'm going to add further interests and further demographics which fit this. And we're going to help this by retargeting and picking up more data around these people. So whether it's your business, your email address, your phone number, and your website visitors, it's going to pick up this information for you. On to the second one, we're talking about dynamic creative. So dynamic creative is a tool that is going to help you test and find the right ads, the right messages, and the right call to actions in order to get conversions into the top of your funnel. So historically, what you'd normally do is be spending a lot of money trying to find the right audiences and what's the right headline and what bank of copy is working and which images are working. What Facebook's going to do with dynamic ads and dynamic creative, it's going to take all of the different variations of copy, and it allows you up to 5 pieces of primary text, 5 headlines, 5 descriptions. You get 8 visuals, and you can have up to 4 call to actions. And it's going to use a combination of all of those different call to actions, primary headlines, and the text and the display information that you're providing it to come up with the right combinations that are meeting your requirements. So it's very powerful in so much as it's able to serve those ads to different audiences in order to find what is working for you. Then as we move forward on the account simplification, so it's a little bit like what I just mentioned before. So account simplification is how Facebook is adding extra layers of targeting beyond what you're asking it to provide you. So when you're asking it to, say, look for small business owners, entrepreneurs, or a niche that suits your business profile, what it's then going to do is find you those similar profiles as well. But this is about expanded reach. So the way Facebook wants you to do this now is, rather than having lots of different ad set groups where you said, okay, this ad set is targeted towards the business owners, this one is towards entrepreneurs, and this one is towards SMEs, what it's going to say to you is group them all together and we'll just have one ad set for it. And then we'll expand that detailed targeting to reach all of these people. So it's very powerful in that respect, is that it's going to get you better reach and a wider reach to all of your audience at the same time. On to the fourth, and this is campaign budget optimization. So if you think about how we have the dynamic ads and the dynamic creative, and we're then having these different ad set levels, what campaign budget optimization is set up to do is say to Facebook, give us the budget. We'll take your budget and we will spend it where we think it is most effective to reach your objective, whether that's to get sales on your or e-commerce site, or whether it's to drive traffic to your opt-in form. What Facebook is saying is, we'll take the budget and we will manage that for you. And what we will do is we will split that into the ad sets that we think are the most appropriate. And then we will also feed that down to an ad level to the appropriate creative combination of your dynamic ads to make sure we're maximizing as much as we can the number of conversions that we're achieving for you within your objectives. So again, that works hand in hand with the dynamic creative. And then we have the expanded interests, which is allowing Facebook to go out and find the right customers for you. And what it does here, and what's really clever, is that Facebook is also taking spend away from ads that aren't seen to be effective. So if it's not getting engagement, if it's not getting results, Facebook will toggle back the spend on those so that it's focusing your spend on what is working for you. So this is the power of the algorithm and the machine learning. And then finally, the last one is automatic placements. So 2 years ago, we would have been agonizing about where do we want to put our budget and which placement should be good, what's working, what's not working. Do we go on Instagram? Do we go on Facebook? Do we do both together? How should we split our spend, and how do we need to do this in order to get results? What Facebook is saying is, hey, there's 18 placements here. You can show your ad on any of these, but why don't you leave it to us? This is actually a default setting within the ad set level. So when you come into this will already be set. Now, there's a temptation to turn this to manual placements and only put it where you think it's appropriate. But what that does is it takes the power away from Facebook, who actually is saying, well, I know how much of the audience has seen this ad. I know how much of the audience has seen it in this placement or that placement or that placement. And I need to be able to have the flexibility to provide your advertising content to your consumers where they're going to see it the most and where we have the better chance of conversion for you. So what we really want to be doing here is utilizing all of these 5 tools together so that they're able to work in conjunction And it's those five become the power of one, essentially, because they have to work together in harmony in order to provide you with the results that you're looking for. And there's always a temptation to tinker and play with these things. But Facebook is essentially saying, leave it to us. We'll do the hard work and we'll find those customers for you. And we'll ensure that we're maximizing and optimizing your spend for you as best as we can through our machine learning. Now, as I said before, this is to get you started. It will work. It will get you some results. It's ideal for someone that just needs to go in and start up their Facebook advertising. You may not have the budget to outsource, and you may not have the budget to, or the time actually, is because these take a good 4 or 5 hours normally to set up a good Facebook campaign. What this will do is just take away a little bit of the head work and the hard work to get an advertising campaign launched through Facebook. So hopefully that's been of use to you, and it's helpful. But ultimately what we're trying to do here is get you started, give you a platform in which you can start driving cold traffic to your funnel in order to be able to nurture those leads through your funnel and be able to drive those forward and hopefully convert those into paying customers. So as I said previously, and as Glenn has said before, that this is a value add today. What we're doing here is we're trying to provide you with some tools and some strategies of how you can develop your business through a very challenging period, how you can keep moving forward, and ultimately be able to trade through and hopefully come out the back end of this crisis in a stronger and more resilient position going forward. So if you do want some help though, and this is really around for those that either want to help setting this up and moving forward with the Power 5, or if you're looking to outsource, then you can book in for a free call. There's no obligation. It's strategy. It's about how can we move your businesses forward and develop it through this difficult time. And we will essentially spend some time with you. It'll be about 45 minutes where we just deep dive a little bit into your business and see if there's the right opportunity for Facebook ads to move your business forward, whether that's for lead generation or for e-commerce or for other purposes that you need Facebook for. So with that, I'm going to pass you back to Glenn, and I think we're going to move forward into the Q&A session. That should stop sharing.
Yep. Hello, hi. Yeah, okay. So thank you, Chris. We are almost down to, well, it's already 3:30. Yeah. So maybe we can take one or two questions here. Anything else? Maybe we can offline that. Is there any questions? Maybe for Chris or for me? Type it in the chat box. We'll pick it up.
Sorry, I'm just going to post the link to book the call.
Yeah, share the link, please. Yeah. Okay. What slides do you need? Because I think we'll post it at the WhatsApp chat group. Okay, we'll post it at the WhatsApp chat group. WhatsApp chat group, not here because it's a bit difficult and it's a bit cluttered. Yeah. So I'm going to post some links here as well. One more time, the chat group link, the business e-networking in May, the link, and my strategy coaching as well. If not, we've just got like another 6 to 8 minutes more. Yep. I think, Chris, you've got a question.
Yeah, so Blair's asked, will Facebook let you know what is the most successful through the dynamic ads? Yes. So when you're in your ads manager, you can go to, in the reporting section, the breakdown section, and it allows you to check the conversions and all of the data by dynamic ads. So when you go through, you'll be able to scroll down, click on that, and then it'll give you the breakdown of, and you can check out which headliners perform the best, which images perform the best, and which bank of copy has performed best. And you have to do a little bit of gauging the combinations, but you certainly understand if a piece of copy hasn't converted or an image hasn't converted, you really see that very quickly. But ultimately, you don't really need to worry, because Facebook is going to toggle back the spend when it's seeing those elements aren't getting results. Because, like I said, you need to use these 5 tools in conjunction with one another. Otherwise, you're shooting in the dark a little bit. So Facebook does this for you through its machine learning. Hope that answers your question.
Yeah. Yeah, please type your questions in, like quick one. We've only got like for 1 or 2 more questions, okay? And meantime, I'm setting things up for my slides for the e-marketplace. So I think we've got a few EXCO members who will be sharing first, and then followed by an open